Hey everyone, this is Katie. It is really good to be here and to be live with you. It's the first time in a while because I have been gloriously traveling and had a wonderful time. I was in Ireland for a few weeks, then I flew back and was here for 12 hours, then I dashed off to Phoenix for another retreat. Both things were great, energy was high, it was really exciting, but I missed being with all of you. So I'm really happy to be here and back today. So I want to talk just really quickly today, this is a really quick video, about fear. Do you know what a resounding message in the Bible is? It is, be not afraid. We are told that over and over and over again. Angels tell that to people. People express fear, and then they are encouraged to go and to live their calling, even despite their fear. So how many of you have fear? We all do. If you're human, then you have fear at some point in your life, and that's just natural. What I really want to explore here is that I've been seeing inklings and people talking about their fear in a healthy way, because we have to name it before we can do anything about it. But I've seen people talking about their fear, even of exploring new things, even of exploring simple things like what a chakra is or what Reiki is. And sometimes we are afraid to explore our own callings, our own Christian callings, and we all have a Christian calling. And sometimes we are scared to explore that calling, for instance, as a healer. Yes, many of you are called to be healers, and you have to engage in the first steps to be able to do that. And to do that, you have to be able to recognize your fear and then move beyond that fear. So when we move beyond fear, that doesn't necessarily mean that the fear disappears. It means that we work with it as one energy force in our lives. We deal with it, we accept it as a part of us, and we move forward. So the Bible is, of course, full of people who do this. Mary did this. I'm sure Jesus did this. All of the disciples did this. All of the prophets did this. Abraham and Sarah did this. They were naturally afraid, because how could they not be? All the incredible things that they were called to do. And they lived with that fear, and then they moved forward into their own callings, into their own ministries. And you are called to do the same thing. So if you're someone who's been posting or maybe thinking but not typing it lately about something to do with fear and the metaphysical life, maybe now is the time. That's exactly what I'm here for. I'm here to assist you and to guide you through working through that fear and into the next phase, the next step of your Christian calling. So I'd love to hear in the comments here, what are some things that might be causing you fear? What are some things that you are maybe even scared to name to yourself? And if you maybe sense that there's some fear there and you're not even sure what it is, that's okay. You can go ahead and write that too. And let me help you figure that out. We're never going to move forward if we're stuck in fear. That's what keeps people in the same place for months, for years, for decades sometimes. Don't want that to be you. Christ did not come to give us freedom in order for us to be rooted in fear and stuck and not able to live into the callings that God calls us to be. And so some of those callings for me are as a healer, as someone who facilitates healing for others. I am called to work in my scholarship on issues of gender and gender identity. That was an uncomfortable calling at first because I didn't feel like I really had the qualifications to do that. But you know what? God was like, yeah, I didn't ask you about your qualifications. I asked you if you're called to do this. And in fact, I was called to do that. Starting this group was even a little bit scary because I thought, am I putting my professional reputation on the line? What are people going to think? You know, all those thoughts were fearful thoughts, but eventually didn't let them stop me. Did it anyway. Here we are for this beautiful community, and I love you all so much. So there are lots of things that can stand in the way of us doing what we're called to do, whether that's explore healing work, whether that's exploring energy work, whether it's using those skills in order to do the other work you're called to do. I know lots of you are teachers, lots of you are social workers, lots of you spend your time volunteering with different very worthwhile organizations, and all of these things can help you do that with even more love and efficiency and more of your own calling. So that's it for today. Be not afraid. It's a basic message in the Bible. It's one that we're called to embrace. It's one you're called to embrace. Let me know how I can help, and I will talk to you soon.